Hey Jill, my name is Jessica from Peterson SEO, and today I had the amazing opportunity to speak with Yadera. I butchered her name this morning, but she is so pleasant to talk to. I really, really enjoyed her. You got a really, really great gal there. So, anyways, she said that you'd be the best one to see this video. So today I'm just going to go over just a few things that you can start doing right away that's really going to help your online presence and really help you guys get more water jobs. Okay, so when people start out, they're not going to know your brand, and in an emergency, they're not going to be trying to remember your brand. They're going to be searching for keywords related to what's going on. If their basement's flooded, if they've got water damage, that's what they're searching for. And so they'll start with a search like Seattle water damage restoration. And there's going to be three spots you can really own on the page. And that's going to be the top section with your cost per click ads and local service ads. But only about 10% of people really click through on those ads. One of the most important positions that you guys can own is this Google Business Map Pack. Now, I see that you guys have three separate locations. So ideally, you should have three separate Google Business profiles, and you want to make sure that they are in the top three here for each location. Now, there are several factors that go into this ranking, and it is very fluid. So you have to keep up with it every single month. But one of the biggest factors when it comes to ranking in the Google Maps is something called citations. And that is simply listing the name of your business, the address, the phone number, and the website um, on a bunch of directories like Yellow Pages, Yelp, and Glassdoor. So you need to do that for each of your locations. And then, of course, work on your reviews and make sure that you're adding images every month and really doing better than your top competitors. Um, so that's really, really important because nearly 30% of people will come straight here and they won't go anywhere else. You definitely want to get your profiles up into the top three. Now, the most important is this bottom section. This is called the organic section. And most people, 60 to 70%, skip everything else and come straight here. So you really want to be listed here in the top of the first page, organic. So let's start with your website. I like your website. It looks really nice and clean. It is secure. I like that you have a click to call phone number. I like that you have a call out that you're open 24/7. That helps quite a bit. Um, I noticed that you have separate pages for each of your major services, which is awesome. That's exactly what you need. That allows you to target keywords for each of those services on those pages. Always want to make sure that all pages have original content, no duplications. I like the interlinking between pages. That's important for your SEO. Um, and you do have a decent amount of content on your homepage. I'm not seeing any focus on local keywords, however. It's really important to focus on the local keywords because if you only focus on national keywords, even if you are able to rank them to the top, you're going to be getting people from all over the country that you can't service. So you really do have to focus on the local keywords. So whether you want this to be about Seattle or Kent or Olympia or Lake Stevens, you need to focus on those keywords. And you need 150 words for every keyword you're going to target. And each keyword needs to have a repetition of at least three to even get picked up and indexed so that you can rank it. So it is really, really important. And Google's made a ton of changes. So what's worked even a year ago isn't working anymore. Content has to be not just informational, but conversational. It needs to relate to the customers. With more people searching, not just by key terms, but also by questions, it has to answer those questions. So having things like FAQ sections on your homepage and each of your services is really going to help you with that. And because you service multiple areas, you really do need more than just this locations page. You need separate service area pages for each of those services to allow you to go after the keywords in each of those areas so that you can rank and you can dominate. Done the right way, your website can be like a virtual ATM machine. Now, if we look at your top competitor, we have Fisher Restoration, also a nice website. They got the click to call phone numbers. One thing I'd like everybody to have is a form right at the top of the page to make it super easy for all your customers to reach you. They're not going to hunt and search. So if they can't get what they want right away, they're going to bounce and go somewhere else. So make it easy for them. These guys have separate service area pages, like I was mentioning, and that allows them to focus on the keywords in each of those areas, which is really, really helping them bring those traffic and get those jobs in. They have a decent amount of content throughout their site. So, as with anything else, you always want to do better. So, you always need to have better content, more images, and that kind of thing. So you definitely need to work on your content and keyword strategy. That's really going to help you guys a ton. So now this is a program called Ahrefs. It helps us to tell how your website is performing. As you can see right here, your domain rating, that's your website as a whole, is a rating of a 4.7 out of 100, which means Google doesn't really trust your website. And that is because of a couple things. That's because of the content on your website. There isn't a whole lot, and it's really not relatable. It's not answering those questions people are asking. And there's not a real keyword focus. And then two is your backlink strategy. So this is like a popularity contest. You need to get the right type of backlinks, the ones that are related to your service. And a referring domain is any website that will provide your website with a link. So it'll be a link from their site to your site. And that backlink is just that physical link. You get credit for one backlink per referring domain. And to make it more understandable, I like to use the analogy of trying to operate your favorite power tool, right? So the referring domain is your power source. The backlink is the cord to your tool. It needs to be plugged into that power source for your tool to turn on. Well, it's the same thing for your website. For your website to turn on, to build that trust, to rank those keywords and get you to where you need to be to get more jobs, you have to have those referring domains. Now, you have an index for 68 keywords, but you're only seeing about 10 people on average to your website per month. And it does look like there's been some work over the year getting new referring domains. So I don't know if you're working with somebody or not, but it does look like forward progress. But you just really need to work on your strategy. When we look at your keywords, there's 10 spots per page on Google, and you only have two, your brand and flood company near me. And even though near me sounds like it's local, near me is near everywhere. So that's still a national keyword. So there's no guarantee the 5 people that have gone to your site with that keyword were even local people. So you really need to focus on that local strategy. If we jump over to your competition, we can see they have a rating of a 19 out of 100. They've got 400 backlinks. They have an index for over 400 keywords, and they're getting over 600 people on their website every month. And that's because of the content and those extra pages. So hopefully you found this video to be helpful and informational, and I'd be happy to answer any questions that you might have. So feel free to reach out, respond to my email, or give me a call. Thank you so much for watching, and have a wonderful day.